Ladies and gentlemen, Bungle. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having the best day, a great day. Now, today we're going to be talking about update 0.1.26.23, basically a quality of life update. Now, one thing I'm going to do is kind of point out kind of big key highlights that I kind of highlighted from reading this update that came out. Basically, from just reading it, bottom line up front, this is a quality of life update, okay? So this isn't really adding content. This is more just fixing the game, like mechanics, or adding kind of new areas, let's say an invasion, stuff like that. And, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. I'm going to have the update there in the description, so you can go click on it and read everything and, all the details and stuff like that. But, what this video is going to do, and kind of what I like to do, is give you the bottom line up front. So I'm basically going to point out kind of the key takeaways from this. First of all, the missions. I covered this in my last video. Enlisted was already kind of doing a dev blog or saying, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And basically what they're doing with the invasion game mode is that on certain maps or whatever, they're going to go and change the objectives. And basically what this means is that your starting objective is normally going to remain the same. And I think the ending objective stays the same except for the Battle of Moscow from the Monastery map, which splits off into 3 different areas that you can capture. Now, moving on with the invasion mode, basically as you progress as the attackers, the areas where you would have to capture are going to be randomized, so it's not going to be as predictable, kind of keeps some variety, and kind of changes the meta of the map a little bit. So it makes replaying it or playing it again not repetitive and not boring. Now, moving on, they kind of did a UI update for the campaign tab. So it's basically going to help you manage your squads and your weaponry with these new cards and give you the ability to switch to any desired soldier of your squad at any time without going through the interface. So that's kind of there as well, and that's going to go and kind of help that with managing your soldiers, building your squads, because it's kind of cumbersome how it used to be. Now, moving on, they also added an option to forgive squad mates for team killing in the Lone Fighters game mode. I already did many videos on Lone Fighters. Basically, honestly, it's not the game mode that you want to play if you want to grind or play the game. Honestly, it's an attempt to make it kind of semi-realistic and stuff like that, like Red Orchestra 2. I don't know about Red Orchestra 2. Probably the best comparisons Postscriptum and Hell Let Loose and stuff like that, Arma. They're trying to make it like, a mill sim. And when you go look at it and play it and stuff, it's exactly kind of arcadey as if, it's just kind of a gimped version of squad modes. Personally, squad modes is better. I just play squad modes. But basically what they're doing, and I kind of covered it when it first came out, is that used to, if you dropped a bomb and let's say you killed an enemy, you would also kill your teammates, and then you get these negative penalty points that affect you from grinding. Well, now they're giving you the option to have your teammates forgive you if you team kill them. So we'll see about that. Generally, it's up to the player base if they're going to be forgiven or not. I don't know. It depends on who the player is. If it's a salty player, I doubt they're going to go and forgive you. And they said they're going to improve AI, or they improved AI in this. So basically, the AI is going to be better at following orders. They're going to react factor. They're also going to be able to identify targets. And then also they're going to be reacting quicker to closer targets and go and take those targets out. So kind of big things that I saw from this are kind of little keynotes that they have. If you go look at the gameplay and other changes, they kind of go in more detail with the AI, so improving their efficiency of AI soldiers over short distances. So closer targets are going to be a priority for them to shoot at. Now better at planning their movements and shooting, not making stops outside of cover. They would detect barbed wire barriers instead of just running through it. They're better at following orders and will consider highlighted targets a priority. And AIs will no longer try to shoot through burnt vehicles. So I don't know. I take AI with a grain of salt. I take it with a grain of salt because AI generally is frustrating, very hard to use, and they end up most of the time just running out in the open and dying. Like, even if you're telling them to stay in the building, they will, for whatever reason, decide to go and walk outside and get killed. So we'll see what happens. I really don't have any kind of faith that it's going to really change anything. Now, moving on with it, they also added now screenshots. So if you decide to take a screenshot, it's going to go and save as a PNG file without any loss of quality. So I thought that was kind of interesting to see with that as well. And let's see, what other things can we find out in Bungle? Well, basically the camera would no longer jump when mounting your weapon on bipods while prone. If you know this, that would kind of be a thing that would jitter up and down. So they went ahead and fixed that. So basically, if you can read through more of it, but basically they were just giving kind of quality of life updates. That's kind of the big things that I saw that kind of stood out. At the end of the day, this is quality of life. This is kind of personally, compared to War Thunder, this is kind of the stuff you want to see, is making the game more playable, fixing kind of meta issues, making the quality of life better. Because when a developer is focusing on that more than just adding new content, which if we look at War Thunder consistently is always adding new content. But at the end of the day, the core issues of gameplay still remain, right? So if we're playing a game where the core gameplay has a lot of issues that's driving new players or even veteran players away, and the game continues to add more content and not fix that, then that's why you see like a dip in player retention and a dip in content creators making videos about it and stuff like that. So yes, we can be upset that there's no Battle of Tunisia, whatever updates or anything coming out or new content, but I'd rather have a game that's well polished, because right now we can agree that there is plenty of content in Enlisted, plenty of content for all the 3 campaigns, Battle of Moscow, Battle of Normandy, and Battle of Berlin. So that's my 2 cents. If you all stuck around and hashtag Bungle Smelly Socks, most people probably didn't anyway, but oh well. And if you reach this point of the video, new viewer, possibly a new subscriber, I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Helping you subscribe, mashing that like button, and pressing that bell notification helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Definitely gets my videos recommended more, so more people can watch it. Possible new subscribers. Now, if you're a returning viewer, thank you for your constant feedback and support and your comments on your videos. Those as well help me with the YouTube algorithm, and constantly having your support motivates me to do more videos, engage with you all, and keep this channel running. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.